Hey, Hispanic of the Disco here. I just came back from Mexico about half a week ago. No, a week ago now, pretty much. And what I came back to was being really sick, so I'm sorry I didn't make a video. But all the other bullshit I came back to. Evergreen College, having done their very racist day of absence and day of presence events. The MTG community openly targeting more and more individuals, even resorting to physical violence as a store owner assaults unsleeved media while he is attending Gen Con as a paying customer, and Gen Con going out of their way to banning anyone who even mentions the event on Twitch stream. This is absurd, guys. This is just, what the hell is this? The issue here is, well, it's several things. People pointing out the liberal agenda, and as a moderate liberal myself, I can say that these extremists are not liberals. Liberals believe, they're called liberals because they believe in protecting the liberties of the citizens. Similar to libertarians, except where libertarians want a government-free approach, an approach which is very much hands-off. Liberals want the government to be the ones to protect these liberties. Now, that opinion has been skewed because people feel that the liberty to own a gun is something that people shouldn't have, which I disagree with. I'm a moderate liberal, so I do have some right-leaning thoughts and opinions. The problem is people don't learn from history. People are blaming the left, people are blaming the right, people are blaming blacks, people are blaming whites. The problem is not a matter of political belief. It is not a matter of race. It is a matter of political extremism. Political extremism leads to these racist behaviors that we have seen throughout all of history. Religious extremism can chain into political extremism, as seen as far back as the Crusades. Political extremism led to anti-Semitism, as seen with the Holocaust and World War II, where one hardcore political belief got widely spread and led to widespread racism. But it was not the fault of the race. It was not the fault of the Jews. It was not the fault of religion. It was the fault of poor times economically and politically in the country of Germany. That led to political extremism because people didn't want to wait for change. They wanted to make it right away. Patience is a virtue, and people don't seem to remember that. People don't seem to remember history. I go on YouTube, my feed is filled with a bunch of racist actions by both the extremist left and the extremist right, with both white and black people being targeted, attacked, and even killed. I'm disappointed. I have friends who are moderate conservatives. I have friends who are much more than just moderate conservatives, but even they understand the bounds of, the bounds in which they are, in which they should be acting. Extremism leads to this violence, leads to this whole thing. The Black Lives Matter movement, I do not agree with. simply because of their extremists' point of views. I do agree that, I do agree that that people should not be killed by the police. But this is not just a matter of black people. It's not just a matter of white people. Nobody should be killed as a result of police action unless it is unless it is either the fault of the person they're trying to apprehend, in which it is not a result of police action, or unless the person themselves puts themselves at risk during such police action. This could be the case of someone trying to play the hero in a, don't do that. uh, but this is not okay. This shit is not okay. Sorry, I'm letting my dogs out. God, I just woke up, and all week when I've been sick, I've been seeing this bullshit. I wake up, of, I see multiple videos about the attack on unsleeved media, extremism, and political, uh, and just pushing a political agenda upon a community, whether it be Magic the Gathering, Star Wars, Quantic Dreams. That is not okay whatsoever. Extremism in a school to force their political and racist views upon a student body and their professors is not okay. God, I woke up looking like shit. Um people should not be targeted. People should not be targeted, openly harassed, attacked due to their political beliefs, and and their race, and they should not attack doing so either. Racism against whites is still racism. I know people who are daft enough to even say that, you can only be racist against a minority. I'm a goddamn Mexican. I live in a two-bedroom house with my parents, as I'm a college student. I go to a predominantly white college, and I can still say that I am privileged by the opportunities that have been given to me throughout my life. Opportunities in which my parents did not have. Opportunities where a lot of my white friends do not have, because for example, my good friend his tag is Stellar. Ronnie, my God, his family does not have the means to support him going to college. He has to pay his own way through. My parents have the means to help me. In that sense, I am privileged. I feel I am more privileged than he is, despite my race, because privilege and getting these opportunities is not a matter of what race you are. People will always talk about, this race is privileged, this race is bad. Well, they're just fucking extremists. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff marketed towards white people. Okay, have you guys seen all the stuff marketed towards black people, towards Mexicans, towards Asians, towards Hispanics? Well, just Hispanics in general, like Spaniards, Brazilians, Hondurans, people of Hispanic culture in general, not just Mexicans such as myself. Um, for example, makeup, concealers. There's a lot of dark skin concealers. My sister, although she's comparatively white, well, comparatively light to to a lot of Mexicans that I know. My family is comparatively light, simply because my dad's side is from a small valley town where a lot of people are light skinned, and my mom is from Mexico City, where my mom's my mom's family's from Mexico City, where a lot of people there's all sorts of skin colors despite all of them being Mexican. We just end up with the recessive trait in which we are lighter skinned naturally. Even then, I see her Indian coworkers, her black coworkers. There's a huge range of makeup in which they sell for a wide range of individuals because she works at Sephora. Um, Women's underwear. Sure, the nude is predominantly white, but it's only meant to be a passing color. It like even on white people, obviously it doesn't match. But there's darker skinned one. Well, there's darker colored ones for darker skinned people. Band-aids, same thing, but band-aids are never meant to even look like they're uh, skin colored. They're really just they're only meant to be passable. So then when people glance at it, they're like, "Oh, whatever." Oh my god, MTV's bullshit recently. I don't even know what to do anymore. I go like the college I go to is predominantly white simply because they care only about merit. They don't care about race or anything like that. It's predominantly white, Asian, although there is a sizable black and Hispanic community there. My friend Eduardo my good friend Eduardo. Like, he's Hispanic, he's darker skinned than me. He went in there with higher merit than I did. I had to go through a summer program to get into the school. And I got in, and that summer program, I got in not because of my race, but because I had a 31 on my ACT. Despite, and my high school GPA was, they wanted a 2.6 or higher. I think I was at a 2.5, 2.5 something. So I was barely below what they wanted. In terms of GPA, but their ACT score they wanted was a 26 or higher, which I completely blew out of the water. I got there because of merit. And even then, I barely got in because of merit. A lot of people in that summer program I went to were predominantly white because they were in a similar situation as me. They got in because of merit. There is a huge issue right now where colleges are accepting people, colored people, despite their lack of merit. They're not as studious, and it is leading to a huge issue where these colored students who aren't as studious, who have literally lower scores than their white counterparts who did not get into their respective colleges, are getting into medical fields, are getting into STEM fields where if you are not studious, you will not succeed. If you Even if you somehow graduate, if your score, if you do worse than your peers, you are literally a threat to people's lives. As someone who's going into a STEM field, I do not believe this is right. I'm going into software engineering. It is software which there is software which determines the altitude in which an airplane flies. If an airplane flies too low, it risks crashing into various things. It risks not having enough time to respond when there's an engine failure, and they need to try to land as safely as possible. That can lead to so many lives lost. And that's just software engineering. Imagine if there was a mechanical failure in your car. Imagine if your doctor didn't do the right medical procedures. It's fucked up. I'm just so beyond. I am so done. I am so. Mm, extremism, whether it comes to race, political point of views. Oh, a vast minority of the Magic the Gathering population, of the vocal minority of the Magic the Gathering population, suddenly, oh, why is she so thin? Oh, why are her breasts so huge? Oh, why aren't men being sexualized like women are? The fuck? Like, it's a card game. People like attractive men, yes, but people also like attractive women. Whatever. Like, look at Jace cunning Castaway. He's he's shirtless, muscular, and very obviously eye candy. He's meant to be eye candy for that vocal minority. But then you look at uh, Liliana. Over the course of years, she often shows less cleavage. Well, she often shows less cleavage and less skin in general. And when they do have her show skin, they make her very flat chested. Okay, sure. Sure. You make things which appeal predominantly to women and gay males, but make nothing which but stray away from things which appeal to males and gay women. Which, honestly, you're a predominantly male community, and the vocal minority is having you openly target, ban, and abuse a large portion of your fan base, in which people are leaving your game en masse. I'm not really a big I don't mind the digital art of Magic the Gathering now. Like, I don't mind it. I do very much like handcrafted art, the paintings, the watercolors, the sketches. Like, that's great. I love those. But I don't mind the digital ones. It's not a matter of digital versus physical. It's a matter of you're shoving your political opinion, and it is literally altering the art of the game itself, which people have grown to enjoy. Like, I loved what's called like I loved um a lot of the older art, Bitter Blossom, Earthbind. And yes, some of the older art has been sexualizing women, but a lot of the newer art, especially involving pirates and stuff, have been sexualizing men. A lot of shirtless guys, a lot of these guys with very muscular bodies. It's like, you guys, you guys don't want to sexualize women and have them uh, fit this male fantasy. Then don't do the fucking same for women. It's called equality. Learn it. Like, if a guy's gonna walk up to me and sucker punch me, I'll punch him back. If a guy's gonna, well, if a woman is gonna come up and sucker punch me and I don't even know the bitch, of course I'm gonna fight back. It's called self-defense. People are saying, oh, men have all these rights. Oh, white people have all these rights. Women have a lot of privileges as well. They get priority when it comes to the when it comes to divorce cases and who gets custody of their child. Colored individuals, such as myself, are very privileged as they get priority when it comes to coming into colleges, despite IQ studies showing that on average we have lower IQs than Asians and whites. And IQ studies, we could learn so much from IQ studies. The average IQ of individuals, stuff like that, and how they change over the course of generations. But they're being hindered right now because of these extremist beliefs on the left. And as I'm saying this as a moderate left, these are being hindered because of extremist views in general, and I fucking hate it because people, the left likes to, us liberals, we like to call ourselves the progressives because we want to progress, introduce change, inclusivity. We want everything, we want more people to feel inclusive and a part of our culture. We want more people to accomplish more. That is why we are progressive. But when this extremism leads to people being shoved out of fields, people not being able to have the same opportunities as others simply due to the color of their skin. How different are you than the extreme conservatives? I am ashamed. Ashamed. Because older liberals who were the minority at the time, who did not have as much power, they took advantage of and they respected the power of voice, the power of peace, the power to create a legitimate debate rather than just screaming, chanting, getting off to your own voice. Much older liberals, much older school people, they respected the values of their opponent because their opponents tried to keep them down, much like the extremist left is now keeping down anyone right of them. I'm fucking ashamed. I'm done. Like, I'm so done. I'm tired. I just woke up. I'm still a little drowsy. And I'm pissed off. My significant other. She's more left-leaning than I am. But she doesn't even lean into these extremist views. Like, we have our disagreements politically. I think there is a significant difference between sex and gender, where gender is not, well, what's called? Gender, by definition, is inherently binary due to sex being binary, but if you are male, you can still identify as a female. Uh, but gender identity, I feel, is fucking retarded. Okay, you don't want to be. Okay, you could say you're just asexual. You're aromantic. You could be bisexual, transsexual. I don't care. Sexuality. Sexuality, who you like to have sex with, is none of my business. I don't give a shit. Gender is how I see you. You want to identify as a gender? Well, meaning you don't identify with either gender? You want to be you want to be transgender, meaning you identify with the other gender? Okay. But I'm not going to be calling you all these stupid fucking pronouns. How am I supposed to know what what pronouns you want or what pronouns you are if I just barely see you on the road? And then you're just screaming, did you just assume my gender or some bullshit like that? Okay, I don't agree with that. My girlfriend feels it is important to, or my significant other feels it is important to appease to what someone wants, someone's um, gender pronouns. I don't give a shit about that. I care whether or not you're a good person. I care whether or not if you're my friend, whether you're gonna be there sticking up for me. I care whether or not you're gonna be an asshole to me for no reason at all, or for very little reason at all. It, but hey, extremism cultures views such as this. I'm in conflict with those extremist views. You can say whatever the hell you want about me, but the actions of said extremism, that is not okay. Several cheaters existing and being promoted by Wizards of the Coast for several years, despite multiple non-lifetime bans, despite being caught on camera cheating many times for several $1,000 rewards. They're constantly coming back to the community. They're being promoted by the fucking company. Yet a guy who was just being an asshole uh to Christine Sprankle because he just didn't believe in what she did and what she did. He didn't believe that that cosplaying is a way to bring people into the MTG community, which I believe it isn't. It's a card game. You come for the card game. It's different when it comes to anime and stuff like that, simply because the characters are much more prominent in in anime culture and movie culture. God, I just don't get it. He had a different political point of view. Oh, woman screams harassment for over a year. He said nothing about her except that one video where he was just being an asshole. Okay. He said he was loosing his hate mob. No. Well, she said he was loosing his hate mob. No, he didn't lead anyone towards her. They just agreed with him and ended up taking the extra step, which they should not have. He did not agree with people going out and targeting her. I don't believe it was his fault. I feel like it was the fault of the fan base, and each individual should be held accountable for their own actions. Yet he got banned for life. Just for being a dick. He'd never been violent at a GP or any licensed Magic the Gathering event. He's just been an asshole. Okay. There are plenty of assholes in the Magic the Gathering community. You just need to look into you just need to look into a few pros and a few judges. There you go. People who are officially endorsed by Wizards of the Coast, and yet and are complete assholes, as much of an asshole as Unsleeved Media. And yet he's the one who gets a lifetime ban, gets found at Gen Con and sucker punched. Who gets hunted down, and when people finally pull the drunk bastard off of him, the guy breaks a window. That's not okay. I'm annoyed. I'm done with this. I'm done with this political correctness bullshit. I'm done with this social justice bullshit. Social justice is not justice. Equality. True equality does not, well, when true equality exists, no one is being targeted. Everyone, has the same rights. Everyone has the same chance to do things. And honestly, it will not happen within our lifetime. But there's a reason why people call you the recessive left. And I'm done. I'm done with your bullshit. As an actual progressive, fuck you. My significant other is an actual progressive despite having more left-leaning views than me. Good for her. She's not an extremist. She hasn't done anything or gone out of her way to be racist or anything like that. She's a good person at heart. I respect her beliefs despite our beliefs being different. But as a liberal, and as someone who is getting a bad name because of you extremists, fuck you. Hispanic at the Disco, logging out.